Hello, my friends. How are you today? Today we're going to further explore why is it that Prime Ink drivers get so emotional because, yeah, I tell you, they're back, my friends. They are back and they are not happy. Why are they not happy? They got CDLs, they got a job driving a truck. These should be some happy boys, but they are very grumpy. And what we're going to try to do today, if I remember the point of this video by the time we get to the end of it, is actually try to get to the bottom of why Prime Ink drivers get so damn emotional over their trucking company getting made fun of, because an interesting thing happened. I listened to the perspective of a Prime Ink driver today explain it to me and to his audience. So we're going to talk about that, but we do got some other things obviously to get through. A whole lot of making fun of Prime Ink. That's what we need to get through first. Last video, of course, you know, we sent up the old flare again. Hey, Prime Ink drivers, I'm still making fun of your goofy asses because you won't leave me alone, and I don't want you to. I want you to keep coming here and keep saying stupid shit so I have something to talk about, all right? I just live on the road all by myself. You guys want to talk about the new video game I've been playing? Or what do you want to talk about? Prime Ink, baby. That's what we're going to talk about. So on the last video, of course, there was a Prime Ink driver that was very upset with me. Can you believe it? Oh, mercy me. Have you ever heard this one before? Stop me if you've heard this one. Anyways, he was very upset and he goes, oh, you're saying all this about Prime Ink. This is very rich coming from an ex-Swift driver. To which I responded, he didn't say where he worked or anything. So I responded, oops, I found the next easily triggered Prime driver. And he responds to me, he goes, I don't even work for Prime. Laughing emoji, hysterically laughing emoji, laughing with tears emoji, laughing emoji, laughing emoji. And I responded to him, I'm not buying it. This is the classic behavior of a Prime Ink driver. And he deleted his comment. You know why he deleted his comment? Because I fucking called it. Only a Prime driver would think that it's a sick burn to go after the company where a guy works, because only Prime Ink drivers have such a deep emotional connection to their trucking company that they think that this would actually be an insult to a well-adjusted normal person, and it's not. So we got to talk about that, and we got to talk about one other thing real quick. I got to confess. I have to confess something. I have a confession for you. On that guy's video, I did enjoy reading through the comments. I'll talk about his video in a minute. It was a positive video. There's no beef going on or anything. But somebody had commented on it. Well, this guy Trucks used to work for Prime, and that's why he's so mad. I've never in my life worked for Prime, but I loved watching the seeing that comment, because sometimes when I'm wandering around the internet, videos about me pop up in my feed, and people just make up whatever they want about me and they present it as fact, and it was more proof of such activities. And it's nice because, like, okay, everybody that runs around talking about me just like saying nonsense, and that's it. But the thing I have to confess is that I did apply for Prime one time, and they denied my application. They did. So I had applied with them, and I went through the process of talking to the recruiter. They started pulling all my experience, getting all the verifications back and everything like that. We got me set up to do the drug test and physical, which I did for them. And then what actually happened, what actually really truly happened, why I didn't get the job at Prime, is because when I had went to do the physical, their doctor that they sent me to had reported back to Prime that everything was good to go except the fact that I didn't have the minimum required amount of chromosomes to drive a Prime Ink truck. Now, let me tell you why that joke's funny. Let me explain. Why it's funny is because there's some Prime Ink driver angry on the other side of this video watching it, and he's going, that's right, bitch, you don't have the minimum required amount of chromosomes to drive a fucking Prime Ink truck. And he's real proud of himself right now. And you guys, if you're picturing it the same way I am, that's fucking hilarious. Oh, that was mean, though. We love the homies with the extra chromies, right, my friends? That's a thing I saw on the internet. I didn't make that up. I got some people to thank. Sorry, guys, it took 4 minutes to get to it, but I had to get some stuff out of the way. Really wanted to set the tone for this video. We're going to talk some shit today, okay? We got thanks for super thanks on the last video. We've got Dan with $2. Thank you, Dan. Appreciate your support to the channel. We've got It's Stumpy, a repeat offender, with $5 on the last video. Also, thank you, It's Stumpy. We've got Heston, another repeat offender, with another $5 on the last video. Thank you, Heston. I appreciate you. Thank you for your your continued support. And Private Pile, yet another repeat offender. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate you guys continuing to support the channel. Private Pile with $5 on that one also. Thank you guys so much for your support. Just want to say thank you to everyone helping my humble little channel grow. We are making our march towards 10,000 subscribers. We're about 150, well, after I put this video out, 160 subscribers away from getting to that goal of 10,000. So if you are watching the video, just understand that I pissed off like 20 more Prime Inc. drivers in the process of making this video, and they pushed the unsubscribe button. So cancel out their unsubscribe with your subscribe, and all is right in the world. But yeah, thank you to everybody that watches the videos, of course, all the people that leave me a like on the videos, and most of the people that comment, because some of the comments are fucking stupid, which is becoming a tagline around here lately, but it's the truth. I think more YouTubers need to be like, hey, that guy's kind of a fucking dipshit, instead of kissing everyone's ass for views. That's just not my style. Anyways, Prime Inc. is obviously very upset. They have been the butt of my jokes for many years. As most of you all know, it all started with an innocent comment where I made fun of a Prime Inc. driver that was scared out of his fucking mind on the mountains in Colorado, and I thought it was funny. I didn't put Prime Inc. in the title. I had a very small channel then that really not many people watched, 200 people per video if I was lucky, and the Prime Inc. warriors came out of nowhere, and I was shocked by it, and that led me into my theory that there is something fucking wrong with this company, that if you mention their name, that people come out en masse to be very fucking angry with them. And in my repeated feud with Prime Inc., but now it seems to be my feud with Prime Inc. drivers, I've just really learned that there are a lot of goofy bastards over there at Prime. Just a lot of silly motherfuckers, right? I mean, I watched somebody that's a Prime driver on YouTube refer to their truck as an 80,000 pound killing machine. Now, I don't know what's going on over there at Prime Inc., and I have drove a number of trucks in my life. I have put down 1 million miles, and there has never been a time in my life where my truck turned into a killing machine. Only a Prime Inc. driver would come up with that. Look, guys, I'm in a killing machine. Get your finger out of your fucking nose and pay attention to the goddamn road, and you wouldn't be in a killing machine. I don't fucking get it. It's like a killing machine, my friends. My truck has never, ever been a killing machine. Do you know why? Because I know how to drive the fucking thing. That's why. That's a good way. But it reminds me of when I first started driving, right? Everybody referred to trucks as a 80,000 pound missile. 80,000 pound missile, my friends. Now that sounds fucking intimidating, doesn't it? What is going on every time you get into your truck? It turns into a weapon of mass destruction. It sounds like you might not be cut out for this job. But what was even more funny about that was back then, CBs were all the rage, right? This was only in the, what, 2010s? Not even that long ago, right? Yes, the technology that came out in the 70s, everybody was still yelling at you that you had to have in your truck. The reason you need a CB in your truck is so that you know what you're doing. Everybody else can tell you what to do while you're driving the truck. So if it wasn't terrifying enough that you were in an 80,000 pound missile, now you are in an 80,000 pound CB guided missile, and that just made the situation a little more fucking scary, now didn't it? I gotta be honest with you guys. These people are lucky that I'm not in charge of shit. I'm just a guy that runs his fucking mouth on the internet. Because the minute people said to me, I'm driving an 80,000 pound killing machine, or I'm driving an 80,000 pound missile, I would start pulling CDLs. Nope, you're out. You can't handle this. You can't fucking handle this. Look, there's a responsibility to driving a truck. If you get into a truck and you have turned it into a missile or a killing machine, you are missing the fucking point. You don't know what the fuck you're doing, and you need to be off the fucking road. There is no reason in the world to turn one of these trucks into a missile or a killing machine. That's fucking crazy. Now listen, some of you aren't gonna really hear me out on this part, but you gotta listen. I'm gonna talk about guns for a second. Look. I'm not here to take away your gun rights, okay? I'm here to make a point. I'm here to make a point. Now, a lot of the pro-gun guys, like really pro-gun guys, I'm not anti-gun, I'm just not... I'm sort of like, just guns exist, and that's sort of my opinion on them. I don't really fucking care, right? But a lot of the pro-gun guys, and I know I'm in the trucking community, the blue-collar community, there's probably a lot of pro-gun guys out here, right? And that's good. That's fine. I'm not trying to take away your rights. What I'm saying is, anytime the gun debate comes up, people start talking about, well, it's not the gun that's the problem, it's the person using the gun that is the problem. And all they're saying in that argument is that irresponsible people, or people that aren't bright enough to use the fucking thing, are using the fucking thing that they shouldn't be doing, right? And then the argument, I guess, is that guns are perfectly safe in the hands of a responsible, mature, safe person that's not going to use the gun to kill people. Okay, I can accept that. Now let's apply that same logic to the truck. If you got in the fucking truck and it turned into a killing machine, you are not qualified to drive that truck. Comprende? I think so. I don't even know what that means. I should have Googled that. I think comprende, that sounds like comprehend. You understand? Yeah, fuck, works for me. I'm trying. I'm doing my best over here, my friends. Anyways, yeah, you're just not fucking qualified. So, the next part of this that I want to talk about. I got a comment yesterday from a Prime Inc. driver. I've known him for quite a while, or known of him. I wouldn't say I've known him. We have a few interactions here and there. One of our interactions, I think his wife, who had commented just a little while ago on my video, I think she was team driving with him, and then they were getting ready to have a baby, I think, if I remember correctly. This is a while ago, and they were doing a live stream, and I was drunk off my ass at the 49er in Sacramento, drinking their shit beer that they serve there, and had quite a few, and they were doing a live stream about she was getting off the road or something so they could start their family, which is beautiful. Congratulations, guys. I don't know if I ever said that to you, but I'm drunk as shit, and that was when I was making a lot of money on YouTube and on the spot market, and I remember sending them some money drunk off my ass. It could have been $5, could have been $500. I don't fucking remember. I have no idea. But I'm not saying that to pat myself on the back. Like, it was just a thing I did because I was probably drinking too much, and he always seemed like a decent guy, and that's why I decided to listen to his video, because he always seemed like a decent guy. He had left a comment yesterday saying, "My angry response is coming tomorrow," or something to that effect, talking about my last Prime video. And I gotta be honest, I was not amused at all last night when I saw that comment, but I just went back to minding my business. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I've kind of chilled out a little bit on being always in my comment section. I go find other shit to do. It was really starting to affect my mental stability, always checking my comment section. So normally I'll get in there and interact with you guys after a video comes out, and then I'll go do something else for a couple days just to kind of chill out. Hope no one's offended by that. I just had to protect myself mentally. But anyways, because all the viewers, the good viewers that like what I do, you guys all come out when the video initially comes out. It's always like the stragglers are the most hateful fucks on this platform. So after the first 24 hours, the comments kind of aren't worth reading anyways. But anyways, he left that comment, said his angry response video was coming, and I knew he was kind of fucking with me. But I got up this morning and I was driving down the road and I remembered, oh yeah, he said he was doing that video. So I got to look that video up, and I was listening to it, and he explained to us why Prime appears to be cultish from the outside looking in, and he explained to us how it came to be that way. And I thought it was a pretty enlightening video, if I'm being fucking honest with you. Oh, and if I didn't give his name out, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that. I meant to give his name out. When you see a video you like, help a guy out. That sounds good to me. But he goes by Driveline. I'm sure probably most of you know that. I believe he used to go by Driver Lineup, but that was probably too many letters for the Prime drivers to find his channel. He'd be in the terminal going, Driver Lineup, yeah, you could check out my YouTube channel. And they just go, huh? And so he shortened it, so now it's Driveline. Less syllables, it kind of helps digest it a little bit easier. So good for him for looking out over there for the Prime drivers. But he had put out the video, and he was explaining, like, what I really liked about the video was he wasn't coming from it from a like hateful point of view. You know how many hate videos I can generate about me over a week process? Driveline, I'm talking to you, just me and you for a second right now. It used to really bother me that people would make hate videos about me, right? I'd be like, this son of a bitch, right? But then the more I think about it now, the fact that I can affect the emotions of a grown man over the internet so badly that he will go to his channel and whine and cry and bitch about what I said, well, that's a lot of power now, isn't it? That's kind of cool. You should try it sometime. It's kind of cool. So I've kind of actually been enjoying it. It's like, man, That guy that's 1,000 miles away from me right now is so emotionally invested in what I just said. Now he's making a video real upset about what I just said. As a matter of fact, I tested that theory a couple weeks ago because I was making fun of some goofy bastards here on YouTube that keep name dropping in their titles, all like the big name YouTubers, right? Trucking YouTubers, just in a desperate attempt to get views, and they're just trashing the shit out of these guys just to do it. So I was making fun of their goofy asses for doing it, and I'm like, yeah, using other people's names in your titles is fucking lame as fuck. And I wanted to see, I was sort of testing, how much control do I have over this man? Can I annoy him enough that he'll make a video about me? One of them, the day after this guy Trucks video came out, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna lay off this guy because I have too much control over this man's actions, and I don't want that kind of power. But the point I'm trying to make with that is, I wasn't going to watch the video where he was telling me his point of view as a Prime driver. I'm like, yeah, fuck, another fucking hate video. I don't give a shit, right? But I watched it anyways because what I know of the guy from our interactions where I got drunk at the 49er is he was a pretty decent guy, right? So I went and checked it out. He told us some very interesting things there, my friends, about how Prime sort of appears to be a cult, and the things he believes makes them led up to them being cult-like. And I gotta be honest with you, I think in the future we're gonna learn a lot of shocking things about Prime Inc. We have to. The reason I say that is because anytime in the history of humans, anytime people rush to the defense of an organization, every time somebody says sort of a shitty thing about them, we've always found out some other things were going on. Now, I'm not accusing Prime drivers of doing anything here. I'm just saying that anytime you get, you know, the people at the bottom to swarm and cover for you, there's always some other shady shit going on. It's like the Church of Scientology. It's like, you know, the Waco cults, all of the fucking cults. Warren Jeffs, that was some wacky shit, wasn't it? And people were like defending him. There's people that are still defending Warren Jeffs. Can you believe it? That's nuts. That's fucking crazy. But that's how cults work, right? Anyways, he told us a very interesting thing, and I don't know if he realizes how fucking interesting it was when he was saying it. It's very juicy information. So he was talking about when he went to Prime, he was flat fucking broke. That's not verbatim, paraphrasing. I don't want to be the guy on the internet accusing a guy being a broke bitch. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is he went to Prime, he was very fucking broke from my understanding of what he was saying. He was trying to get into a new career. He mentioned that the food at the motel that they put you in, because Prime has their own motel, that's weird, was like, it was just okay. Nothing like the food at the terminal, but he said, I was just happy to have it. Let me tell you guys what just happened here. All right. This is how cults work. This is the building blocks for a cult. How you get people to be like loyal to you. How you get people to be loyal to what you're doing. First, you create a problem, right? And I'm not saying Prime necessarily created the problem that he was broke and looking for a new career. That's just a side, right? But then they get him into the motel room and they just feed him shit food for fucking however many weeks, right? However many fucking weeks. And then they finally get him out on a truck and say, now because of us, and our graciousness to you over here at Prime Inc., we have given you the ability to buy your own food, and without us, would you have had that ability? Nope. So you make people believe that they're dependent on you, and that you were not only the cause of their problem by feeding him shitty food until he could afford his own, but you also ended up being the solution to his problem. And now he sees you as the person, the one entity, the one being that can cure whatever ails him, whatever problems he's having. Prime Inc. will save you, right? And to me, I found that to be very fucking fascinating, that that's what they do. That's one of the building blocks for a cult, my friends. Make them believe that they're dependent on you. Then they'll defend you through everything, right? I found that to be very interesting. But then he also pointed out something. He said, we go through this long, grueling process, you know, I don't know, TNT, PTSD, whatever they got going on over there. And then you eventually, you know, you're in a truck for so long with a trainer that you bond with that trainer, and you're there with him all the time. 6 months 6 months you're with the trainer. I think they changed that now, but you're with that trainer for 6 months, and then you go around the terminal and you get to see other drivers, and then there's the camaraderie of the people there that are also going through their training, trying to get it done, and you get to talk with them for a little bit. Basically what Prime has done after they've convinced you that they are the solution to your problems is now they've isolated you. Now you're in that truck with that trainer for all this time, right? And then the only other people you see are at the Prime terminal. The only other people that understand what you're going through are the drivers at the Prime terminal, and you get to bond with them, and you have that camaraderie. The one thing you guys have in common was Prime also pulled them from the depths of despair and gave them the chance to go out and make a life for themselves, and they owe it all to Prime. And God bless them. God bless Prime Inc. And isn't that bizarre? That's actually not something I ever thought about, because I've made fun of Prime for a long fucking time about how excessive, how long their training is, where they got you out with a trainer. Like I said, I think they shortened it. It used to be like 50,000 miles maybe. Don't quote me on that. I never worked there. Not even even if you ask the guy on the internet that commented that said I've never worked there, or said I did. You guys get the fucking point. I don't really know, but I think they shortened it to something like 30,000 miles that the truck has to go. That's still a long time. That's still a long time. Now, I always thought that it was because Prime was kind of pulling one over on everyone, and they were running the truck as a team truck, right? You got the poor trainer that's most likely a lease operator, and he gets a trainee in the truck, and they have the trainer pay the wages of the trainee to be on the truck with them. That's how Prime Inc. works. The Prime doesn't pay the trainee to be on the truck if he's with one of their lease operators. It's the responsibility of the lease operator to pay him his weekly salary. And I was like, and now they're making them run it as a team operation. And that's what I always thought Prime was doing, was just like, we're running it as a team operation where we're not paying any one of these assholes. We're just, this guy's making his money off the loads we give him, and he's got to pay his trainer to be in the truck, or trainee rather. And if his trainee runs enough miles, then they'll profit. But if they don't, oh well, tough fucking luck. But that's not what they were doing at all. That's not what they were doing at all. The entire time they were building that dependency on Prime Inc. That we are your life. We are your future. We are your destiny. You will be with Prime until the end of time, because they've got you locked in that box for months and months at a time, so long that you forget your life before that. You forget that you even had a life before that. And now the only thing you look forward to is going to the terminal so you can see all the other followers of Prime. And that's how the fuck we got here. That's how Prime now exists as a cult. They created a problem, presented themselves as the only solution to the problem, and now a lot of people are dependent on them to keep solving their problems. So now every time you make a joke about Prime Inc. on your videos, you've got to deal with a horde of fucking lunatics that believe that their sole purpose in life, everything that they've accomplished in life, was because of Prime. And how dare you? This is how religions start, my friends. This is how fucking cults start. This is how fucking... I don't want to go off on that tangent. There was other shit to that. It's just, all I'm saying is, in the world we live in right now, especially, you know, a lot of people aren't even aware that they're in a cult. Did you know that? Like, a lot of people that are in a cult have no fucking clue. They're completely oblivious to the fact that that's what's going on. And we're seeing a lot of that in the world. We're seeing a lot of that in the world right now. Anyways, with that said, time to go. Bye now.